Can you either of you explain to me how many Western scholars of the Bible believe that the Old Testament can be traced back to Moses versus how many believe that the Qur'an can be traced to the life of the Prophet Muhammad?
Yeah, well, I have one better for you than Western scholars. So if Western scholars are right, then join me in saying Muhammad is an antichrist, a false prophet. I appeal to your prophet, you appeal to Western scholars. And it depends on which Western scholars you want to appeal to, because not all Western scholars believe the same thing and hold the same presuppositions. But I can also appeal to Western scholars that don't think that your Quran, as you have it, is even from Uthman. It's actually from Abdul Malik from the 8th century. Your prophet tells me that the scriptures that Jesus had, that Torah is the uncorrupt revelation of God, perfectly preserved, and Jesus confirmed it. And since you believe the Torah was given to Moses, your prophet did it for me. So if you give me 99% of Western scholarship, then either your prophet is wrong, and admit he is, and I agree is, but for other reasons, right? You can't have your cake and eat it too.
The answer to how many Western scholars think that the Pentateuch or the Old Testament goes back to Moses is zero. Zero Western scholars. How many Western scholars of the Bible think that the New Testament goes to the time of Jesus? Zero. Zero Western scholars. How many academics of Quranic studies who are non-Muslim, by the way, they don't necessarily even like Islam, believe that the Quran can be dated, radiocarbon dated scientifically to the time of the Prophet? That is the academic consensus. And you can read about that in books like The Quran, A Historical Critical Introduction by Nikolai Sinai, Sana and the Origins of the Quran by Behnam Sadiqi and Mohsen Godarzi, and Islam and the Empires of Faith by Sean Anthony. These are non-Muslim, many of them, and they believe that the Quran, not just one manuscript, but multiple manuscripts that are aligned with what we as Muslims read and recite today of the Quran, is dated scientifically to the time of the Prophet, peace be upon him. You can't say that about the Old Testament going back to Moses. You can't say that about the New Testament going back to Jesus. The earliest full manuscript of the New Testament only goes to the 4th century, over 300 years after Jesus lived.